Welcome in everybody to the first episode of the Carolina Panthers franchise here in Madden 26. It sucks so badly being a Panthers fan, and I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to go ahead and get on my soapbox here. Bryce Young's head is huge. All right, let's talk about Bryce Young. Bryce Young, the quarterback who showed so much promise at Alabama. There was, that play where he dips underneath, I think it was Tennessee or Texas. I think it was Tennessee. Dips underneath the edge, third and long, slings the pass out. He makes his crazy plays. He's just a playmaker, improviser. He's not too short for the moment. He always comes up big. But then he played like absolute garbage in his rookie year. Absolutely terrible. Got benched last year for the Red Rocket and Andy Dalton, the Red Rifle. The Red Rocket, not the same thing. That's like the dog dick, I think. So he gets benched, and he actually shows some promise in the second half of the season. He's playing like a top insert number here. Bryce Young has shown enough flashes to make me think there's a chance. He is in the game at a 75 overall, as we're going to be dealing with these long loading times in Madden 26. The face scan's looking good. No, he is a star development, 75 overall at 24 years old. He's 5'10", he's more like 5'7", 87 throw power, 81 deep. The accuracy is actually pretty good. And 87 speed. He's ranked 24th in the entire NFL as a scrambler archetype. I don't know if I'd say he's a scrambler, probably more of an improviser. But my biggest critique on Bryce Young, watching him as a rookie and then, in his second season until, he got benched, he does this thing where he snaps the ball and he's holding the ball flat-footed damn near, maybe bouncing on the balls of his feet. Just completely, you got calm, poise under the, in the pocket, under pressure. Bryce Young just would stand there oblivious. So, as much as people are frantic, oh, Justin Fields, he's looking at the first read, then he's looking to run. Bryce Young was the exact opposite. Stands in the pocket, completely clueless about what's going on around him with an offensive line that really is not as good as, they ranked PFF highly, but they did not look good for a long part of the season. There's a lot, we'll get to the offensive line. They spent a lot on the offensive line, but I think especially in the beginning of the year, they were kind of getting their feet wet. There's a lot of new pieces, bringing in Robert Hunt and, Damian Lewis. He just would stand there. Just doesn't know what the fuck's going on. And then the pass rush is flying around him. He's so short. It was hard to watch. But, I think there's promise. That's my Bryce Young rant. Andy Dalton, we know what he is. If he's on the field, you actually started winning games last year with him. But yeah, Andy Dalton needs to find backup. Getting on to Chuba Hubbard, who had a breakout last year. I mean, you could say 2 years ago he had a breakout. People thought there was a chance. Where's my boy Jonathan Brooks? Where is he at? How do I can we go ahead and auto align this? He's not even listed as a top 4 running back. Jonathan Brooks coming out of Texas. We're going to talk about him. Chuba Hubbard, though, a good 3-down workhorse. He is going into, I think, his second to last year on his contract. Maybe he just signed a decent contract. Brought in Miles Sanders. That was an absolute fucking whiff of a signing. He's under contract for a few years. He got a fat contract then. Was that last year? I think it actually was. Adam Thielen to move on to the receiving core. Old as dirt. He's as old as the day is long, but Adam Thielen continues to be productive even at 35 years old. He's going to be a nice slot for us. Then we move on to Tet McMillan. One of the biggest pieces to be happy about as a Carolina Panthers fan when they picked at 8 and everybody was saying, oh, they're going to take Javon Walker. They're going to take a defensive player. I was praying, please, for love of God, all that's holy, don't do it. Don't do it. I had to suffer through the Matt Rule years. I had to suffer watching Joe Brady, one of my favorite, as an LSU fan, go Tigers, had to watch Joe Brady join the offensive staff just to be told, you're not the guy. We got to run the ball 30 times a game. Matt Rule knows what he's talking about. Joe Brady can kick the fucking, hit the road, kick rocks. Probably going to be a head coach here in the next couple of years. But we say Joe Brady, you don't know what you're talking about. We need to run the ball all the time. We need to draft defense every single position, every single pick. And our defense still sucks because we let go of the only good players like Brian Burns. Luke Kuechly retired, thank God for his soul, because, he was probably going to die on the field. Frankie Louvu, Jeremy Chin. And whenever we get a good defensive player, we let him walk. And then the only good players that are on the team, they end up leaving and signing with usually the Commanders, if I'm being honest. But we don't get enough capital. We don't keep these guys around, and we still invest so much on defense. But Tet McMillan, going to be an absolute fantasy stud and a real-life number 1 true difference maker at receiver. If we look at his ratings, they have him 89 speed, 91 acceleration, but great spec catch at an 86. He's got 94 jumping. He's going to be a red zone threat. He's going to be one of the best receivers in the NFL in a very short time. He's going to be our true number 1. Xavier Legette, when you can understand what he's saying, He's a pretty good player overall. He's not a true number one by any means. Decent amount of speed. He's a deep threat. He's going to be a fine three-piece for us. He can play on the outside. You know, Adam Thielen is going to play in the slot. I think what will happen is these guys will be our two outside receivers here, Thielen and McMillan, and then Xavier Legette will switch to the outside in three receiver sets. But we also have Jalen Coker, somebody who broke out last year as, I want to say, an undrafted receiver. Out of Holy Cross. I did not. If you could give me 100 guesses, I wouldn't have known where he went to school. But he actually had a really productive second half of the year, mainly with Andy Dalton. But you know, he showed a little bit of promise as a receiver 4. That's completely fine. We'll take it. Hunter Renfrow made his way out of. He battled depression. He battled through the monsters, and he is back with a chance to redeem himself. You know, somebody that at one point cornerbacks were saying he had a top 5 cover. Hardest cover in the league, Hunter Renfrow. He was 40 years old when he graduated. He's 50 years old now in year 6 in the NFL. And we also have Trevor Etienne, Rasheem Blackshear also. Jonathan Brooks will be probably our power back if I had to make the assumption. Rico Dowdle from the Cowboys, another productive season last year. Came in on a contract that was not that expensive, so it was fine. Jatavion Sanders out of Texas. Gotta love this guy's athleticism. He took a hit last year, and I thought he was also going to be paralyzed. He landed on his neck, but he didn't. He's fine. And they're kind of disrespecting him at a 71 overall, 83 speed. That's not bad going down the seam. Jatavion Sanders, I thought, was a really good prospect coming out of Texas last year. And then the offensive line. Ike Ekwonu. He has shown flashes, I will say, as the 6th overall pick a couple years ago out of North Carolina State. We have Damian Lewis, an LSU legend, an absolute mauler in the run game. Pass protection's fine for the most part. He's a solid guard through and through. We have Austin Corbett, who has moved around a ton, not only in the NFL, but also along the offensive line, sticking at center. Robert Hunt, we paid a fat contract to last year, 2 years ago, by the Miami Dolphins. And Taylor Moton, one of the most criminally underrated players in the NFL. He never gets the praise he deserves as just a stout run defender and honestly a great pass protector too. I mean, that's honestly probably where he thrives most as a pass protector, but he's got a lot of strength to hold down and anchor that right side of the field. Mitchell Evans is another really sneaky player out of Notre Dame. We have 2 Notre Dame tight ends in Tommy Tremble, who's, you know, not really a tight end much at all. But Mitchell Evans, keep your eyes peeled for him. He was somebody who was called Baby Gronk, you know, wearing the number 87 in college. Not really the fastest and the fleetest of foot. He's a really good pair of hands over the middle of the field. He has a ton of really nice highlight plays. I think his highlights stack up with a lot of other players at that same position coming out recently. Just a late day 3 pick that's kind of like, you know, a high upside sort of swing. We move to the defense. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with the defensive line. DJ Wanham is not going to develop into anything. The Vikings let him go. I was surprised that he got a contract from the Panthers. Derek Brown's a 99. I think this is a UI glitch from what I've seen. He should not be a 99 overall. He's a good player. I was really upset when they took him because I thought can't really generate a ton of pass rush. You know, nose tackles are not that, you know, valuable. At least somebody like Vita Vea showed the ability to get after the quarterback. But, you know, Derek Brown actually, you know, last year he was out, so our pass defense was already terrible, and our run defense was just as bad. But I think with him being back, taking up a lot of space in the middle with A'Shawn Robinson, I'm actually really excited for Nick Scorton coming out of Texas A&M. I thought he had a lot of power, balanced rusher, you know, having a little bit of speed and power. He's got a decent amount of counter moves as well. I think he could develop into a nice piece for us. You know, we let go of Yatir Gross-Matos. Everybody that we bring in and sign, you know, whenever they show out, we were like, we can't pay you. So moving on to the defensive backs, we have J.C. Horn, who struggles a ton with injuries. But when he's on the field, he is one of the best man-to-man corners in the league. He's so scrappy. He really shows a lot of tenacity. And I think he has enough speed to hang with just about anybody. And he's got good size as well at 6'1", 200. Although I will say he kind of plays... I feel like he plays lighter than that. You know, I definitely would say that he doesn't look like a true 200. We have Michael Jackson. Second corner. He's not that good. After J.C. Horn, it kind of stops. Caleb Evans out of Missouri, who was also not very good. We are really struggling in the secondary. Looking at the safeties, Trayvon Moehrig, we paid. You know, he did not get a second contract from the Raiders. He was a very good prospect coming out of TCU a few years ago. He's, you know, probably settled into where he's going to be, which is a fine safety. Don't really want to pay safeties, but it's just necessary. We got Nick Scott in the secondary, and we'll move on to the linebackers. Not really important to have the best linebackers. You know, that's a very undervalued position. Josie Jewell racks up a lot of tackles. Sherilis, I don't even know who this guy is. We are struggling immensely on the defensive side. Claudin Sherilis out of Alcorn State. Just one of the best linebackers in the league. Truly a rangy 3-level, just a thumper. Christian Roseboom from the Rams, going to be hopefully not on the team for too long. The defense sucks. We're running a 4-3. Our kickers are not very good. We got Sam Martin, who's been in the league for a long time. We're going to be learning these players along the way. Matthew Wright. Could be the right guy. I don't know. Where is Jonathan Brooks at? Did he just die? Is Jonathan Brooks dead? It's going to take me a little while. I mean, not only is the load time's going to take forever, but I also don't know how to get anywhere. This is a player that I think is actually like a decent prospect and somebody that I wanted to see potentially have a breakout in this franchise. Okay, well, it's showing his injury. He's out. I see him now in the main screen here. He's out. He's still out for the entire year. I thought he tore it last year. I'm fairly certain he did. He's just out for the whole year again. He's got star development, a 77 overall. Is he ever going to play in his rookie contract? I have no idea. Let's go ahead and do some training camp drills. We need to get Bryce Young some XP, and I think that's going to be the place we start. Inner ring. Bryce Young is shifty in the pocket. He's rolling around his little self. Nobody can catch him. These little balls can't touch me. We can use Jonathan Brooks in this drill. He would just be like in a fucking wheelchair. No, we can't. It's Chuba Hubbard. Why did it say we could use him? I have no idea. Who was playing fullback for us? Number 5. Is that Rico Dowdle? That's not good. He can't really block. Chuba Hubbard just laying the boom. 2, 1. I'm going to get one more handoff with half a second left. We need a touchdown right here. I'm not redoing this drill. No! All right, we'll take a silver again. The price of silver is going up in the world. So, Tet McMillan. I don't know if he has superstar or star. I'm assuming just regular star, but I think there's nothing wrong with him having superstar if he does. Catch it. Oh, the tip. Wow, we are dominating this drill. 2 skill points. Holy shit. Do you just have to know what he's going to do before he does it? Oh, whip. He still fucking gets it. He still gets it. I'm all over this. Okay, he got it. No big deal. No big deal. Let's try again. I'm all over this. JC Horn, you can just keep working on yourself, buddy. Swim. Big hit. Nice. Bryce Young just got collapsed. CTE incoming. I'm over the training camp stuff. That's all well and good. Let's get into brass tacks. Coach, a big reason you were hired was your ability to develop talent and get the most out of players. What area will you focus on first? It's the quarterback. Always the quarterback. No matter how good they are, it's my job to make them better than possible. Shifting to on the field, which side of the ball is your identity going to shine through most? Well, our defense is terrible, so I'm going to say offense. I enjoy precision, and that's something I'm going to demand from our receivers on every time they run their routes. Lastly, Coach, what will give you an advantage over the other coaches in the league? Drafting well is the key to long-term success. Going to find the right guys in those rounds where other teams can't. So that was a very indicative interview for what is to come for this team. Surprised you're not in pads. We got practice in a few. Before we get to it, I wanted to talk about my place on the depth chart. Start the preseason strong. How about that, buddy? You just ran for not 1,000 yards, but you had a pretty good attempt with the Cowboys, but you're not starting over Chuba Hubbard. We got way too much money invested in him. We don't care about you that much. You are very low on the totem pole. Okay, there's a lot of, this is like a whole RPG. See, when it comes to the preseason, I'm not too worried about it. I want to get through the preseason. In this episode, I want to kind of make all the cuts, and then we'll get into episode 2 as game 1 and 2 potentially. So let's go ahead and skip all the strategy for this. We'll play the moments of all the preseason games. Kind of get a feel for what this team's identity is going to be as we play, just some of the moments. Here we go. Opening game of preseason football in Bank of America Stadium. I went to Bank of America a couple years ago, and I sat in the nosebleeds underneath those big-ass lights. And it was like a 1 o'clock game, and they just hummed and buzzed in my ear all day. It was so annoying. Stadium's pretty nice besides that. Greg Olson, G-Reg with the third leg. Joe Flacco under center. Going to look over the middle of the field. I'm trying to guard everything. He's going to take a deep shot. And JC Horn with a contested attempt. And no, he's going to let number 16 Moss his ass. Who is that? We got Deontay Johnson, former Panther. We missed out on our moment. Had a chance to make a play in the end zone, and we just let up a touchdown. But Bryce Young's going to take the field. Our first chance on the other end. And under center, we're going to go ahead and deliver a pass to Chuba Hubbard, who's got some room. He's going to make a nice move up the field, and we're going to move the chains with a 22-yard gain. Going to let the plays get called mainly by the CPU. I could take a shot here to Tet McMillan. In fact, I'm going to give the youngster a chance. It's a terrible pass by Bryce Young. And we are turning the ball over in the red zone. It's Martin Emerson Jr. Andy Dalton's in now. Jalen Coker in the slot, going to run a wheel route. I think we might be able to take advantage of that. No, we're going to go underneath. To David Moore. Make a nice reception. The red rifles it in there. And we're going to go back to the red zone again. Trevor Etienne in the backfield. Going to give him an outside zone. Can he make some magic happen? Going to find a nice lane up the middle. 4-yard gain. If that cornerback comes inside, we might have a chance in man coverage. It's not going to be man coverage. Andy Dalton stepping up in the pocket. Scrambling for a gain on 1, and we're going to go ahead and take our 3 points here. Going to get our nice attempt here with the kicker. And we are barely going to sneak into the upright. Make it a 3-7 ball game here in the first half. Andy Dalton ready to deliver a strike. Jalen Coker is my read. We're going to see if we can deliver that over the linebacker. He's not paying attention. Jalen Coker into the end zone. And he's got a wide open touchdown on the slant route. Andy Dalton seizes the lead. 3rd and 18 at the end of the first half. They're going to go for a long field goal from the logo. It's not even close. Can it touch the ground with a 1 second? It does. We're going to have a chance from the 50 for Andy Dalton to throw a Hail Mary. I'm going to see if I can play it. Andy Dalton uncorking a long ball in the back of the end zone. Somebody make a play. All right, 3rd and 4. It's a pretty light box, but I'm looking at Jalen Coker again on the outside. He's got to have a nice quick release, and that's a good pass by Andy Dalton. We're going to sneak into the first down. He is flawless on the day so far, has not made a turnover. Kind of what you can expect out of someone like Andy Dalton. Not really me playing as Andy Dalton, but Andy Dalton himself. That's terrible blocking by the second unit. And Trevor Etienne is yellow. We're going to go see if we can give Tommy Tremble maybe a deep cross. Maybe we can get a little bit of confusion here on the secondary. We're going to deliver this check down to Brashear Blackshear, who makes a move, gains a couple yards, and we're going to have 3rd and 12 with a tight area to play with. Jalen Coker on a little out route. We could get a deep cross for Hunter Renfrow. Someone's got to get open here. Nothing's open. Andy Dalton going to get smacked. Almost runs out of field goal range. I did not want to make a turnover. Did not want to make a bad decision. Just going to take a long sack. We'll take the field goal. Should be fine. Still knock this one down. Or not. Not even fucking close. So bad. 2nd and 5 here. Kenny Pickett under center. Well, in the shotgun. They're going to run the ball up the middle. Trying to play some good gap defense. No. They're going to go ahead and get pushed into the end zone. Ransom will be put up for a ransom. After fucking playing for the other team, we're going to end up kidnapping him. Kenny Pickett with another delicious handoff, and we're smelling it. Going to make a stop for a loss and gain of 0. We're going to press our boys. It's an RPO. Kenny Pickett delivers a strike to the outside. Quinshon Judkins in the backfield looking to beat our defense up. Make a bad decision. Kenny Pickett rolling out. Blows him up. Fumble the end zone, and it's a touchdown. We got a good whack on Kenny Pickett. But Jamari Thrash makes the recovery for the touchdown, and we are down by 2 scores halfway through the 4th quarter here. Andy Dalton getting a lot of PT. I'm going to send Mitchell Evans down the seam. And we're going to go ahead and deliver a strike to him. And it's a pick. What a pass by Andy Dalton. Just doesn't have enough arm strength on it. 3rd and 9. It's going to be a turnover. Our only chance of keeping this game alive is a conversion here. I'm looking at Mitchell Evans. Or we can just take the check down to the running back. He drops it. No contact whatsoever. Just brick hands. And he just secured himself a cut. He's not making the 53. Rasheer Blacksmith. He's actually really close to his development trait being released. How he has 400 snaps? And we've only played a preseason game. Okay. I'm not too worried about him after the catch, but I need him to be getting off the line quickly. And I think we will also go with deep threat again. We're going to get him up to an 80 overall. He takes a 2 overall jump and an ability slot as well. So that means he is at least superstar development. Icky needs to work on his pass protecting. It is god-awful, truly, especially playing out there at left tackle. It's not the best upgrade, but we will take it anyway. Can we get arm strength? It'll be, no, it's going to be throw accuracy on the run, throw short. Not bad. Jonathan Brooks, who is, again, not going to be playing at all. We'll go ahead and upgrade his elusiveness. Don't know how he got a point. I think when I played with Chuba Hubbard, he got a speed upgrade as well. What does that put him overall? 91 speed. I think when I did the thing with Chuba Hubbard, it gave him a skill point, even though it wasn't him. He's not able to move. He's not able to walk. He's basically a vegetable. 90 acceleration, super fast off the line. Good finesse moves. We'll go ahead and lean into what he's, already good at, so we can maybe get him to be well-rounded, of course, but I'd like him to have something that he can have a calling card. We're going to go ahead and auto upgrade those guys. Move on to preseason game number 2. We got a position battle here. They're trying to talk to us about something. I don't know what's up for debate. It's Rico, dude. I'm not even worried about you. You're not a part of this. Here at NRG Stadium, Houston, Texas. We're just going to go ahead and check it down to Tet McMillan. He's got a lot of room to work. Puts his foot in the dirt. Tries to get to the pylon. He's going to get to the 1. One play. And we are on the 1-yard line. Chuba Hubbard, we're going to switch this to the right. Can we get a little break? We do. We are unscathed. Walking right in. Salute to service. And we get a touchdown. A successful red zone attempt. And we got another chance. High-powered Carolina Panthers offense. And we're sitting on the 1-yard line again. Can Chuba Hubbard go back-to-back? He's going to have another untouched running touchdown. Too easy for this Carolina Panthers offensive line, making light work of a very talented Texans defensive line. And now we're going to be on defense here. It's 14-7. C.J. Stroud still in the game halfway through the second quarter. Probably would take him out, but make a big play. Nick Scott misses the tackle on Joe Mixon, who also probably should not be playing. A lot of these guys, we know what they are. They do not need to be sticking around, proving their worth, even into quarter number 2. Oh, that's a great cutback from Joe Mixon, and it's just a wide-open rushing lane for him, and we are back to being tied up 14-all. Can we just secure the first down? Adam Thielen going to find a little lane. He's going to make a move, too. Oh, my goodness. That should be decent. Hopefully, it's got enough leg, and it does. All right. Don't ask me to kick anything over 50 yards, but I definitely feel a little bit more comfortable. 3rd and 5. That was not the pass. Jalen Coker, that ball just floated so long. Oh, wow. What a stripe. I'm confident again. If it's a pass, we are fucked. It's a run, and we're still fucked. It's a 9-yard run with Nick Chubb. Oh, what a sack by Trevin Wallace. Not getting fooled by the play action. A lot of motion, a lot of confusion, but not for our defense. And Davis Mills is down. He's pissed. He knows this is his chance to show off to teams that he can be a starting quarterback here in the league. Horn is playing safety into the 4th quarter of the preseason. Please just stay healthy. Horn's going to have to make a tackle. No pursuit angle, but he's flipping, doing a cartwheel, and he actually gets a little bit of contact. Get there. There's nobody even close. Andy Dalton's going to have a chance. Let's see what you got. That's a wide open lane. Oh, he got rucked. Before he gets cut, he might get a little brain injury. Mitchell Evans, I want to see what you got down the field. He's got some space. It's got to be a good ball. Oh, my God. Maybe he could have lofted that one. It's another lot of running room here. It's going to be 3rd and 7. 2-minute warning creeping up. Oh, he's so open. It's got to be a good ball. Do we go for the touchdown? I think we do. We're going to take it anyway. We're not going to have a chance to go for 2. Game is on the line. Don't let me play defense when the game's on the line. Trayvon Moehrig playing over the middle of the field. They're going to take a check down and just going to cook my user. Whenever I try to switch on, I'm just flying past everybody. Can't make a stop to save my life. Oh, he's attacking me in coverage. I should have stepped up. I couldn't. I just got paralyzed. I was like, no way. I'm right all over it. Trevin Wallace. Oh, that's a great route. Oh, he's cooking me. He's going to step out. Oh, such a late hit. No flag's going to be called. They're going to need a touchdown, though. Throw it at me. Oh, it's Davis Mills, though. Go for the ball. Swat. Peanut punch. Caleb Evans creeping up into the box. I'm very scared. We're sending a blitz. I'm playing good coverage. And we got great coverage. It's a perfect sack on the blitz. Everything worked out perfectly. We're going to go ahead and get back into a nice zone defense. Trying to play over the middle of the field. And he's going to creep up, and it's 4th and 5 now. We probably should have got called for pass interference. But I think it was within 5 yards. Just going to have to bring another blitz. Hopefully he doesn't make a good decision. Get to him. No, he's wide open in the middle of the field. No, please. Oh, my God. We brought the heat. Could not get there. 32 seconds. Can we get into field goal range and win it with Andy Dalton. Going to try to nickel and dime. They're playing prevent defense. Andy Dalton stepping up. He's got a lot of green grass. I don't know how many rushing yards. I don't know what his prop on Underdog Fantasy was, but he just eclipsed it right there. I'm going to see if I can take a deep shot with Hunter Renfrow. Actually, you know what? No. We've got another wide open pass to Jalen Coker. It's not really wide open, but with a perfect pass, it is. Maybe look to the running back here. Oh, never mind. Circle's wide open. David Moore. Gonna go hurry up to the line. Go inside zone. We'll see if we can just get one more play off. Line this field goal up. 9 seconds left. Trevor Etienne. He lost the ball! What are you doing, Trevor? God damn it. It just got greedy. We're going into... No, never mind. We're not going to overtime. He just got walloped and lost the ball. We had a chance. Just wanted to line it up. I tried to get down. I dove. Got smacked. Imagine we win that game. The momentum going into the season would have been electric. Nick Scorton with another upgrade point. I'd love to see that. He must be getting a lot of PT here in the preseason. And we're going to continue to upgrade him as a speed rusher. Hoping he can develop into just a nice number 2 pass rusher. You know, if we can get somebody nice alongside him, he's probably got star development. Xavier Legette, go ahead and upgrade him as well. I would like him to be a little bit better as a technician. So I guess we'll upgrade him under playmaking. He's going to be a scheme fit. He's going to get a ton of upgrades. Pretty good ones too. 4 short route running, a release, a spec catch. Damn, Harold is really boring me. I just said interesting. I couldn't be less interested in all of this. Heel accelerator. Let's get these players back on the field. You know, injuries probably not going to be avoidable. So if we can get them back faster, that's fine. They are an 83 overall. Steelers this year, I'm not really sure how to feel about them. I think Aaron Rodgers is probably underrated at this point, considering all of the, you know, publicity around him seems to be just so negative. Rightfully so, but I think on the field he could still be a decent floor raiser. As we are 0-1-1. Not getting a moment until the second quarter. And it's going to be a 1st and 10 in the red zone. Looking to hand the ball off to Chuba Hubbard on a pretty light box. And it's going to be a one-on-one play with the linebacker. And Chuba Hubbard makes a man miss. He's still on his feet. Rumbling, bumbling, getting a great play. I think that was Patrick Queen with a missed tackle. Wide open, a little Oklahoma drill. Another good block. Find a wedge right up the middle. Chuba Hubbard. The offensive line is actually blocking really well. And Mitchell Evans on a drag route. I would like to see him get a touchdown. Go ahead and just deliver an easy pass, Bryce. I tried to just lob it up. Just a soft little one for Mitchell Evans as we have an injury to Alex Highsmith. Another outside route for Mitchell Evans. Terrible route. Mitchell Evans holds onto it, and they're going to give him a touchdown. He wasn't really open. I just kind of had my eyes set on that look the entire way. And the rookie gets a touchdown here in the preseason. Oh, my God. Look at the pressure. Derek Brown bulldozes the center. Christian Roseboom makes the sack. And old-ass Aaron Rodgers is wondering, why am I playing a preseason game in year 20? And they're going to go back-to-back jacks here. 6-7. I'm on Unk watch after that one. All right, give me some good blocking. Chuba Hubbard makes a move. Oh, my God, I saw a sliver of daylight. Bryce Young, show me the wheels. Show me the 87 speed. Just stay alive. Getting trailed by TJ Watt. Got to avoid taking hits with Bryce Young. Little guy. Wear and tear is going to be an issue all season, I'm sure. Can we loft this over the cornerback? We can to Xavier Legette. That's a good pass. He has a pick on the day so far. I didn't do it. Mitchell Evans, another wide open pass. He's getting wide open. And I think that's a linebacker. Looks like an edge rusher playing coverage there. 50 seconds, 40 seconds. I've not really been too aware of the clock, but I'm going to have to lock in here. Another underneath pass to Ted McMillan. Try to get to the outside. We cannot. We're going to have to use our first timeout with 32 seconds left. Xavier Legette is going to have a deep post. They're playing very, very deep. Going to basically give us anything but a touchdown over the top. But I will keep eating them up underneath, and we will maybe get to the red zone. I like this play to Ted. I like it a lot. We're going to throw up a lob. Give him a chance. Give me the aggressive catch. Ted McMillan, number 1 receiver on his head. Beautiful score. Oh, we got to get it destroyed. Should have looked to the check down. Unblitzed. Unblocked is Joey Porter Jr. on the blitz. The third down is unsuccessful. We still maintain a comfortable lead here going into the fourth quarter. 4th down, 4th and 10. Mason Rudolph. Scrambling out. He's going to deliver a prayer, and it's going to be a beautiful, lofty pass over the top. I completely whiff. And we are going to concede a touchdown. Are we going to throw this game away? I don't know. It's 3rd and 9. That was 4th and 10. We just have to make him not catch the ball. A little bit of motion. Let's generate some pass rush, please. We're only blitzing 4. Make the tackle. Force another 4th down. If Mason Rudolph cannot convert here, we're going to win this game. And we're going to be 1-1-1. Blitz, blitz, blitz. Generate some pressure. Push him back. Mason Rudolph throwing up a prayer. How does this keep happening to us? Roman Wilson. I'm spamming triangle to make a play. Maybe I need to swat the ball down. It's 4th down. Mason Rudolph cannot orchestrate this comeback. Trevon Moehrig galloping up to the line. Just making them beat us. We're playing man coverage. We need to make a stop here in the red zone. This is our Super Bowl. Mason Rudolph rolling out. We try to take his head off. No, it's going to be a touchdown. Trying to redeem himself for the last game we choked and threw away because of that fumble. Trevor Etienne makes the reception. We have a minute left. All of our timeouts lining up to do a run play. Don't know why. Maybe just to piss this game away. We have 50 seconds left. It's 3rd and 7. We are in 4-down territory, clearly. Jalen Coker could get open on this out route. No, it's going to be a pass over the middle. David Moore scrambling up to line. It's 40 seconds left. We're going to run the exact same play. The mesh could get open. We have to convert here. It's not where I wanted that ball. Mitchell Evans makes the catch. I meant to throw it to somebody else. There's a lot of icons looking at the screenplay, trying to get out of bounds potentially. Andy Dalton delivers the pass. We need more blocking down the field. 6-yard gain. A lot of time still left here. With 1 timeout, we could go over the middle of the field again. Get that over the linebacker's head. That's a perfect pass by the Red Rifle. I'm not trying to play for another tie. I'm not trying to go 0-1-2. Show me man coverage. Nope, it's not. We're going to go over the center, over the middle of the field. Hunter Renfrow. We're going to call a timeout. 19 seconds left. We are not playing for another tie. Why the fuck would I kick a field goal here? You got to be brain dead. It's Hunter Renfrow with a chance to win the game. We're going max protect. Hunter Renfrow, be a hero. It's double coverage. Contested catch. No. Can we split this gap? That linebacker just played so deep. It's a pick. All right. I was reacting to it in real time. We are going to lose this preseason game. We're going to go through the preseason winless. But I like what the team showed. You know what? That was definitely my fault. Don't know what was open. I don't care. Trevon Moehrig and Ted McMillan, both with upgrades. Some pretty important players on the respective sides. We're going to upgrade Trevon Moehrig's zone, potentially giving him more versatility. 2 zone coverage and a tackle. And Tedaroa McMillan. T-Mac. I think he doesn't like Ted. He doesn't like T-Mac or Ted. There's one of the ones he doesn't, and one of the ones he does. I don't give a shit what he likes, because it's easy for me to say. We're going to upgrade his playmaking now. He's going to stay at an 80 overall, but he's going to get hopefully some more upgrades to his route running, and he does. 3 deep, 1 medium, and a juke move. He is very close to showing his superstar development. So let's go position by position. Andy Dalton and Bryce Young. That is pretty much a lock. Blackshear, you are fucking dunzo. You had your chance. You dropped it. 87 speed's not going to cut it. David Moore's gone. Jimmy Horn Jr. has star development. We're going to keep him on the 53 then. Josh Neiman's going to stay on the team. He's a fine swing tackle. Amari Barno is also going to stay. I'm going to go ahead and cut this fella. Thomas is not going to even make the practice squad. Boogie Basham's getting cut, unfortunately. Trevin Wallace, obviously going to stay on the team. He actually played pretty well, I'd say, in the preseason. Might move him to the practice squad. How many cornerbacks do we have? We have a lot. Jimmy Ward is here. Shidobi Awuzie. Ed Oliver is in free agency. Why would he be in free agency? I have no idea. I'm going to go ahead and bring him in if I can. Sign him to the active roster. Abso-frickin-lutely. Ed Oliver joins the team. Shamar Bartholomew is probably going to join the practice squad. And I think that is the best case scenario. We take advantage of signing a good free agent and we fill out our practice squad. All right, we'll be taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars, as we'll be looking at draft classes, getting into potential lineup situations for who's going to be, will Rico Dowdle get that starting role? We'll see. But I'm going to go ahead and set all of the lineups, set everything for game number 1 in episode 2. Guys, if you enjoyed this and you're looking forward to this Panthers franchise, be sure to leave a like. See you in the next one. Take it easy.